faster. Now, is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. Boy, can you imagine how fast that piston is going back and forth when it's at full speed, 80, 90 miles an hour, whatever? That's scary. And also, I've been in a museum where you could walk under a steam locomotive. And that's fascinating, because there's not much there, is there? You got some wheels, some axles, and the bottom of the box where they drop the ashes down, and you see the bottom of the fire pit. Aside from that, it's just a lot of steel. Everything's on the outside, basically. And I didn't know there was a sand dome. I've always wondered about those domes on the top of the locomotive. One's a pressure dome, the other one's a sand dome, right? Somebody agree with me here. I may be saying the wrong things. I'm hoping all of you guys are experts. And so it's just, and a lot of people don't know about the sand dome, releasing sand to increase traction when it's icy or wet. And
this gets icy.
And leaves.
And leaves, anything at all that's going to make those drivers slip and slide. So, as they did when I backed the train up earlier today before departure. You guys missed that. I was backing, I don't know why you wanted us to back up 2 car lengths, and then the last few feet, I gave it a little too much throttle and those wheels, and the driver just spun. So, I'll learn. Just as I'm learning to weld. There's a young boy who came by earlier who's going to become a welder. I told him, I've got a wire welder at home, but I'm not going to give up my day job.
Not yet.
Not yet, no. So, but has this been fun for you?
Yes, definitely.
And is it a first for you, or no? You've been on it many times before. So you've talked to a lot of people about their reaction to the scenery, their reaction to being in these old cars. A couple of years ago, I took my son to South Africa, and we traveled on Rovus Rail. It's the equivalent of the Orient Express, only it's in South Africa. And it is fantastic. They roll out this beautiful locomotive, steam locomotive, and with a lot of shiny brass trim. Everybody goes outside of the station, takes pictures, and then they roll the steam locomotive away, and you get pulled the rest of the trip by diesel, which is fine. But it's the experience of the sleeper cars, the dining room. You have to wear a tie and jacket. It's very formal. And it was just amazing because they have an observation car at the back where you can sit outdoors. And they stop the train, you visit the Kimberley Diamond Mines, and they'll stop the train further down, and they allow you to walk a couple of miles to this small town. And it's just an unusual and wonderful experience. And I'm going to take my wife to Africa this year, and she'll get to enjoy it the way my son did. And then you arrive in Cape Town, and as my son said as we got off the train and took one look around, he said, "Dad, we're not in Africa anymore." Because Cape Town is like
Modern.
It's like what? Carmel. It's like Monte Carlo. Beautiful buildings, beautiful hotels, great location on the ocean, fantastic port, scenery up the wazoo, Table Mountain behind the town. So, yeah, there are so many wonderful sights to see all over the world. And this was an unexpected one. This was serendipity for me. I didn't know that you guys existed. And apparently I made a comment on the air. Somebody interpreted that as part of my bucket list. And so here I am today. And it worked out because I'm going to Washington again after this. I do the geography meet tomorrow and Wednesday, and then back to Los Angeles. This is just...
We've enjoyed your show for many years.
Good. Keep watching. I'll be there for a little while longer. I'm not sure how much longer, but a little. And yeah, this couldn't have been a better treat. And the weather worked out. I was worried on the way in because we went through a lot of fog and a little bit of drizzle. I said, oh gosh, we don't want that. But on the other hand, we don't want typical Western Maryland or District of Columbia summer weather, which is 90 degrees and 95% humidity do it. Particularly if you're sitting in or standing in the cab of the locomotive shoveling coal.
Very quiet.